Welcome back to Brekkie Cosplay. This time we are going to be reviewing the Amazing Spider-Man 2 face shell from Cosplay Helmet on Etsy. And, whew, it is expensive. But you know what isn't expensive? Our sponsor.
Brekkie Club is a Discord channel that's geared toward content creators and general nerds just like you and me. And you can talk with other small creators or ask questions, get feedback on your work. You can plug in your content so that more eyes can see it and you can get potential views. Or if that's just not your thing, there are plenty of other cool people to talk to, like me, please. So using my link in the description below allows you to join the channel, and you can get 100% off membership when you agree and accept to the rules. Yes, I am the sponsor. Join the Discord. So as you can see, I'm not doing it like the other video because I think it would be kind of boring to kind of show you guys just mask footage over and over and over. So I kind of just thought, like, hey, let's switch it up for the face shell review and, you know, have a little bit of a different backdrop to take it away from the white backdrop. Let me know what y'all think. We'll see how it goes. So what even is a face shell? I think that's something that we need to talk about first. To keep it short, when we're being specific for Spider-Man suits, face shells are used to kind of smoothen out features. So prominent facial features as like a mouth or a nose, in order to kind of get more of that like comic book accurate kind of shape. If you were to see me on the side view, right, you see like my nose and it's like a little bit more prominent, and then like, you know, my lip shape. On this it would be like a tinier nose. The mouth is completely smooth. This method was used in the Spider-Man movies by the three main actors, Tobey, Andrew, and Tom.
While there are different types of face shells out there, the main type we're going to be focusing on for the purposes of this video are the ones with modular lenses. With all that away, let's get started with the video.
When we're specifically talking about the face shell in the movies, specifically the Amazing Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man's head tends to be more of a round shape, especially in the second movie. Trying to replicate the shape of, you know, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I honestly do think it does a pretty good job at doing that. It's a little bit more round. I do think that it does a really good job at trying to replicate what the movie was doing. Now the lenses, they're magnetic and they stick on right to the face shell itself. They will not let me do it this way. The lenses themselves they stick on right into the face shell itself, and they allow the user to kind of take them off, you know, to get better vision as they so choose. Lenses themselves, I'm assuming, are 3D printed plastic that have been painted with a glossy black paint with some white mesh with a kind of a dome clear plastic over it to kind of give off that little glossy effect. The lenses themselves are pretty accurate to the movie. Don't mind the little crack there. That's because I have a child.
When specifically talking about the presentations, looks wise, I think it actually does a really good job at doing that. The face shape is pretty accurate, meanwhile with the lenses. Now, when it comes to the quality, that is a completely separate question.
Now, let's talk about the comfortability of the face shell itself, because you're probably wondering, you know, a piece of plastic over your head. You're probably wondering how that actually feels over your head, right? As of now, I own 2 face shells. I don't have too much of a variety to go off of, but this one is the more comfortable of the two. I have more of a rounder face, so it does give my cheeks a little bit more room to move around and be a little bit more expressive under the mask, even if it's not really shown because obviously it's a mask. So you'd be honestly surprised like how much room your face actually needs to express itself. It's pretty lightweight, so you're barely going to be feeling the weight. It's also hard plastic, and this did not come with like any cushions under it. I chose to add some afterward. So out of the box is definitely not going to be as comfortable as to your liking. I'd recommend just getting some baseball helmet cushions and kind of putting them in there.
But for this one with a high price tag of $190, mind you, $200 with shipping. I honestly think this stuff should have come pretty standard.
A common concern is breathability within the mask itself. The mask does come with 6 generously sized holes that, not gonna lie, kind of remind me of a Jason Voorhees hockey mask. To be quite honest with you, out of the box, it's fine. While heat does build up, that really only comes in from the rest of the head. But for the actual breathing part of it, I don't think that you'll see much of a problem with it. I've never really found it uncomfortable personally, because you have to keep on the mask for an unrealistic amount of time to actually start feeling the effects of it, or heat starting to build up too much. I've walked around plenty with this mask on, and I never gotten to the point where I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Now, I did add some holes to make the breathability and, usability just a little bit more comfortable for myself, but I think out of the box, I think it's pretty usable enough that you won't really have those complaints. Anything that I did to it was just a complete bonus for me. But out of the box, it is fine.
Now, the face shell came with 6 small magnets. When I say small, they aren't really weak, but I wouldn't really call them strong as well. Putting them on the face shell without the cloth does give that little satisfying kind of click. The main problem is with the cloth. It's a lot harder to tell on if you're putting on the lenses right, because the strength isn't as prominent, because there's a cloth that's obstructing the magnets in the metal plating from touching each other from the lenses to the face shell itself. So without seeing yourself in a mirror or on camera, it's so much harder to actually tell whether you're putting them on correctly or you're just super off base and you're just kind of guessing it. If I compare that with my other face shell, this has way stronger magnets on it. It is super simple for me to just put it on and it just stays. It takes hardly any effort for me to just place this on, put it in an approximate right spot, and it'll tug itself there. Now, the lenses themselves, they are a very mixed quality. I do love the look of the lenses. They are very accurate to the movie itself. I'm not a huge fan of the quality of these lenses. They are hard to see out of because the inside of the mesh is white, so the light is super reflective at it. So when you get any sort of direct sunlight at it, you feel that sun come right into your eyes. It doesn't make it unusable. You could have had a black side that kind of absorbed light and a white side for visual, for accuracy's sake. But no one's seeing the inside of it, so I don't see what was the point of making the inside white. Otherwise, you're just taking a random white mesh. You couldn't just do the extra effort and just paint it black or something. I don't know.
There have been multiple occasions where I've had to re-glue the magnets back on, and I've had to re-glue the mesh back onto the lenses because they keep getting caught on to the actual cloth itself. Now, again, this wouldn't be that big of a deal if the face shell was cheaper, but this is $200. This is a higher price than many face shells that are already on the market. Now, before I get on to my conclusions, I think one of the most important things we need to talk about is the seller himself. Because, of course, that is who you're paying your money to. That is the person who's profiting off of this.
Now, you guys are going to follow along with me on this because this is gonna be a weird one. I was kind of doing some light research on this product because it's been a while since I've actually seen it. And I wanted to see what was going on the consumer side of it. What are you guys getting? So I kind of went down to the reviews to see what other people were saying. And the first thing I saw was this 1-star review right here. See? And there was 2 1-star reviews on top of that. And there were 8 reviews in total, as you can see. So you see 2 1-star reviews, and that's already kind of a big red flag, right? So I'm like, okay, let's look into this. Let's look into this. I was like, let me give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I felt like I got a good product, so I just wanted to give a good benefit of the doubt. And I kind of take a look at this guy, and the first thing I see, he has a completely different face shell. he has a different face shell. It has like little cheek indentations right here. Mine doesn't. See, mine is, and you know, it's a little bit more narrow on that face, but that could, granted, he could just because he's skinny. He's a skinnier person. So I was just like, that's weird. And even he says face shell is not the same as the listing. Okay, that's weird. Maybe that's a one-off, right? So I'm looking to see what this guy says. Okay, not what I expected. It doesn't look like the selling image. All right, that's another red flag. And I was like, that's not good. But then I see this 5-star review one, right? And let's go look at that. It's a different face shell. Why are they sending 2 face shells? Those are nowhere near. Those are nowhere near the same face shell. Even the lens shapes are different. Like, look at that. Does that even look remotely the same to you? That's a huge problem. Why are they sending 2 different face shells? That's not even advertised at all. It doesn't say anywhere that you'll, get one of 2. You get no indication. You're getting this one, the one that I have. Why are they sending 2 out?
Now, with all that said about the shop itself and the many quality issues that it has, I honestly cannot justify this kind of price tag along with the many problems that come along with this. Especially if you want to be someone who's just gets it and doesn't have to worry about it. There is way more work involved with this and not the price tag to even justify it. If it were like less than $150, I can probably see a case for it, but this again is $200. So please don't buy this. As far as I like the face shape of this, I love this for myself. I honestly love this face shell, but I won't recommend you to buy it. Go buy, if you can find something similar to this, go buy that instead. Don't buy it from this specific seller. Now that will end the video right here. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, if you found this very informative. If you haven't watched the actual suit review, I'd very recommend you go do that. It'll be on the right or whatever way it is. I haven't decided it yet, but whatever, go click on that video, go watch the actual suit review. It's actually a lot more positive than this. I give a lot more praise to that, and it's the same cloth of the closet. It'll look kind of like this, so go watch that. Go hit up the Discord. Link will be in the description for that. Join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. We talk about a lot of nerd stuff over there, so go check that out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more cosplay stuff and reviews, and I will see you all later.